Welcome to On Track with LPM. I'm Michelle Tyreen Johnson. AMPED is a Louisville nonprofit that uses music and technology to empower young people. Recently, they opened a new tech and learning center in the city's West End. Dave Christopher Sr. is AMPED's president and founder. He joins us to discuss how the new building at 17th Street in West Market will help the organization carry out its mission to serve the community. Tell us a little bit about AMPED, what the letters stand for, and what kind of programs you have.
So we have a music program that's a year long. I mean, it's an 18-week music program. We take about 150 kids every 18 weeks, and we teach everything that has anything to do with music. We have the Business Accelerator, which is a year-long business accelerator. We provide businesses, Black and brown businesses, with all the tools that they need to run their business and become profitable. That's accounting, legal, mental health counseling, marketing, access to capital through pitch competitions. And we also have banking relationships where we provide them with opportunities to get lines of credit and establish a real banking relationship with their banks. And then we also have, finally, is the Tech and Learning Center, where we have technology workforce development program. It's an 18-week immersive where we provide them with the training. And then it's an industry recognized training through CompTIA, which is a national organization that provides all the training. We pay for that training. We pay for the certifications and they pass the test. We then work with local employers to get them jobs in IT that start at or above a living wage.
That's great. So you just opened this new tech and learning center. So your program existed before the new building opened,
Yes.
Right? So what does the new building help you do?
A few things. So one is it helps us to expand that technology training. But probably even bigger than that for me is that it's sort of a signal to the community that we can and that we deserve so much more. It sits in a space that most people, as a matter of fact, a really quick story is when I was this is not something that just happened like just recently. I had been working on this and fighting for this about 5 years all totaled. So this process started 5 years ago to make this happen. And I remember in one of the meetings, this was actually during the pandemic, when we were all meeting online with this coalition, and one of the people on the call, and I won't say who it was, one of the people on the call asked me, why would I want to build a tech and learning center there? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, I mean, there's nothing else there. And my response to them was, because you don't know me that well, because I don't intend for there to be nothing else there. This is just the beginning. I said, when you look at some place like Nulu wasn't always Nulu. It had to start with something. And I believe in Louisville, and I believe in all of Louisville, and I specifically believe in West Louisville. And so I know that we can have more than that, but this is the catalyst. And we've actually already seen the changes starting. When we broke ground on that building, there was another building on the corner, because we bought almost that whole block, but there was another building on the corner that had been sitting there for a while, and I guess maybe somebody owned it and started renting, but they stopped. As soon as we started building, they went back to building. There's a warehouse across the street. All along the fence line was trash. When we broke ground and started building, they cleaned all that up. They planted trees. They just opened up the Ben Richmond apartments across the catty corner from us, from the Louisville Urban League Rebound. And so we're seeing all of these changes that are happening in a place where he said nothing was, but I realized that something will be.
You answered one of my questions, which is how do you think the new learning center will impact the community? You just, gave me a few examples of it. How do you want it to impact the community?
So my goal is to build this economic corridor on Market Street and then on other like corridors like that. But it's really about like getting people to understand, because I've been here, I'm not originally from Louisville, but I've been here 25 years, so I refer to myself as a Louisvillian. I think I qualify as a Louisvillian. So what I want people to see, because when I got here, I saw these projects start, and then there was nothing else. Then by the time you start another project, that project was so old people didn't realize. So there was a lot of lost energy and lack of momentum. And what I want to see is I want people to see that we can do more. Because I think what we're showing is as we start to build things, and AMP has a reputation around Louisville, Kentucky, around downtown Louisville or West Louisville, that when we say we're going to do something, we do it. And I want people to get at our groundbreaking, my chief of staff, Christina Shado, said to people, Dave is not a unicorn. you can do what Dave did. He's special, but he's not a unicorn. And I said, and somebody said to me, well, even if he is a unicorn, there can be more than one unicorn, right? And so that's what I want people to see. I want people to see that it's possible that the people that you think you need, you don't necessarily need. The things that you think you can't do, you actually can do.
You know, it's funny your point about people asking you, why would you want to put it there? Mm-hmm. Pretty much every person I've talked to in Louisville who has started something in West Louisville has had someone make a similar comment to them of why there, why not someplace else? And it's your new Lou point is really on point. What is it that you think people are assuming when they question that?
They're believing the dominant narrative. There are stories told about West Louisville by people that have never actually been to West Louisville. And that's insane. But what's even sadder is that people believe it. And what's even crazier than that is the people in West Louisville believe it. They're told by people that don't know them who they are, and then they behave or they become who the person said they were. Or they ignore the fact that the people are lying, and so nobody pushes back against the dominant narrative. A gentleman from the Kellogg Foundation, this was some years ago, Reverend Al Cowlin actually is his name. I remember talking to him. He had come to the city and was talking to a bunch of people about different projects. And he said, you can spend your time trying to tear down the dominant narrative, or you can build a new narrative. And and it's probably more productive to build a new narrative than it is because people are going to believe what they want to believe. But then when they see something that doesn't make sense toward the narrative that they believe, then they start to question the narrative. And that's the thing that tears down the dominant narrative.
Yeah. So it sounds like your programs both address, cater to, and I mean that in the positive use of the word cater,
of course,
to both young people and to working adults. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. It caters to people that want different, that want something. So here's what I'll say about all of our programs. All of our programs is about economic empowerment. Even the music program, because in our music program, these kids, we if they perform, we pay them to perform. We don't ask them to do it for free. When somebody calls us and said, hey, we want your kids to come and do this performance at this event, we go like, what is your budget? Because we're trying to teach these kids that you put in the work, that what you did has value, and that you should not give it away for free. And so they learn that at the beginning. I mean, we have kids that are like selling their music right now, performing and being paid right now because that's what we taught them, that they have value. So that's for them. And then in music, in the tech program and in our business incubator, in the tech program, we pay the students to come and take those classes. And people are like, why would you pay them to take a class? Because we're not doing charity. This is not a handout. They're going to come here and they're going to work. They're going to show up 30 hours a week, and we're going to pay them $15 an hour to do it. And then they're going to become successful in the community and be able to give back to the community. So that's an investment in that. And we don't want people to people do stipends and that kind of thing. This is, you're going to work and you're going to get paid and you're going to pay your bills. That's dignity. Even in our business incubator, we're going to give you all of these services at no cost to you because we know and we believe that you can be a successful business. You know how to do the thing. The problem is you don't know how to do the business of the thing. And so if we can, I said this to a class just a couple of nights ago. I said, here's what I always believe is that everybody in this room is capable of doing exactly what it is we believe you can do. What you don't have is the resources to do it. And if we provide you with the resources, you'll do it. And I've never been disappointed in over 11 years.
That's amazing. So, as you may or may not know, Time Magazine has named as Thing of the Year artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And so I'm curious, because it does seem like people are talking more about artificial intelligence lately than I've ever heard before.
Yeah.
Is that incorporated in what people are learning in your tech and learning center?
Absolutely. So the beautiful thing about our program, all of our programs, is, and I'll say this, and I'm really proud of this, is that we're not a program that teaches you stuff and then prints out a certificate and it's like it's cute and give you this thing. We're giving you actually industry recognized certifications. Our business incubator, Business Accelerator, they take college courses on pricing strategies and entrepreneurship and those things. Our tech folks are getting the certifications through a certified company. And so we're trying to prepare them to put them in a position to have more value so that they can do more things. And so when you talk about AI, what I think is funny about AI, and I can say this because I believe it's true, I'm going to say I know it's true. It's just for those that are wondering, AI will not take your job. But the people that know AI will. That's the thing. AI it can't exist on its own.
Right.
It can't. It has to have some human input. It has to have somebody to tell it, to prompt it and do all the things. And you can make it pretty smart because they're talking about like regenerative AI where like you can teach it so much that it starts to teach itself. But even with that, it also is taking information that's good and bad. So it can never really make the decisions like a human being can make decisions. So, but we're teaching folks how to understand that. We're taking away those especially in the Black community, that sort of fear around being smart enough to do this thing called technology. Because I'm self-taught in technology. I didn't have a college degree in technology. I didn't have a college degree actually until I was 40 years old. But I found a book that it was an MS-DOS book, and I started typing stuff. And then as I went through my technology career, I owned a tech company, all these things. Everywhere I went, I was likely the only person that looked like me in that space. And I realized it wasn't because Dave was a genius or that I'm a genius. It's because nobody else believed that that's what a tech guy looks like, a person that does IT looks like. And so I set off on a mission to like tell Black and brown folks that we do this too.
What's your vision for the future of AMPED?
I want it, and it's always been my vision for AMP to be global, for AMP to be all over the country, all over the world, because the thing that we solve for is not unique to Louisville. Poverty exists everywhere. And I tell people this all the time. Poverty is the disease. Crime, drugs, violence, all those are the symptoms of that disease. And so the sad thing, and I'll say this, is that the sad thing that I think happens in Black communities is that we're taught to believe that that money is evil, which it is, but the love of money is what's actually evil. We need money to do the things that we need to do. I tell people as a nonprofit, I have to run my nonprofit because it is a business. I have to run it as a business so that I can continue to do what I've been able to do. And so I think that's my vision, is to like have it all over the state of Kentucky, all over the United States, and in any country that'll have it, because I think it solves for a lot of problems. And that's actually one of our focuses, our goals for 2026, is to get out more outside of Kentucky and sort of share what we're doing around the country.
I love that. Well, Dave, this was a wonderful conversation. I really appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
On Track is produced by Louisville Public Media. Our production team includes Aisha Jaffer, Laura Ellis, and me, with assistance from Alex Biscardi. Our music is by Kojin Toshiro. Find more at LouisvilleOnTrack.org. Thanks for listening.
When it's this cold, curl up with a snack that's cozy and delicious, like My Mochi ice cream. My Mochi is scoops of premium ice cream wrapped in soft dough with delicious flavors like strawberry and mango. It's creamy on the inside and chewy on the outside, and only 70 calories apiece. Grab a warm blanket and snuggle up with a purple box of My Mochi ice cream today. It's the perfect wintertime treat.
When the flu is keeping you up at night, don't try to tough it out. Knock out your flu symptoms with NyQuil Intense Flu. You got this. It provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep well through the night. NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching, fever, best sleep with a flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.